Hi friends, welcome back to TechnoWeb Hack. This is Parikshit here, back again with a new video. In the continuation of the Linux Essential, today we are going to learn about the permissions in Linux. This is the second video of this tutorial, as in the first tutorial we have learned about the Linux file system and Linux file management and manipulation. And now in this video we are going to learn about the permissions in Linux, where we are going to learn about the file and directory permission as well as the user and group ownership. Okay, and how we will change the group ownership and user ownership as well as the file and directory permissions. Alright, so let's begin it. First we'll see about the file and directory permission. Here, as you can see, we have the three types of permission in the Linux. There will be like a read, write and execute, which will be denoted as R for read, W for write and X for execute. And as you can see, the permission for any file, it will be written like this way. If I'll show you here practically in my Kali Linux machine, I will just move to the desktop first, and then you can see what are the files that are there in the desktop. So we can see that there are a couple of files and we can see their permissions over here. Okay, so here in the first column you can see that it says D and rest other files have a dash. So it means that the D, where it is there, so that's the directory, and wherever the dash is there, there's the file. So after this column you will see that read, write, execute, read dash execute, read dash execute. So this is what the permission is there for particular files. So like suppose if we take this particular file like test2, so this is a folder, it have a read, write, execute and read dash execute and read dash execute. So this particular folder does have a read, write, execute for the owner or the user who created this particular folder, and then the next column will be there for the group, and the third column will be there, it is for the other user. So from these permissions we can see that the user or the owner of the folder have the read, write and execute permission, and then the group of this particular folder have the read and execute permission but don't have the write permission, and other user can only read and execute and they also cannot write. Okay, so this is what we can see here. So as you can see here, we will denote the user by using U and G for the group, and for others there is O, and for all users there is A. So these are the options that we are going to use while assigning permissions, okay, to the users, to the group and to the other user. Okay, where the first column here, if it is there as a dash, means it will be file. If there is mentioned as a D, so that's a directory. And where you can see that here the blue defines the user has all the permission with read, write and execute, right? So user here is nothing but the owner of the file. Okay, so here the first column defines the owner of the file. Here the second column will define the group of the file. Okay, so here the group have the permission of only read, write and not execute, and the third and last column will define the other user, where you can see that read and execute permission is there for the other user and not write permission. Alright, so this is the way that we can identify which group or user or other user are having what permission, and how we will change it is by using the U, G and O and A. We will use these options and we will change it by using a chmod. Okay, so the chmod, this is the command that will help us change the permission of this user, group or all other user. I'll show you here. If you say like what is chmod, so it is saying that change the file mode bits and change the permission of the file. So as you can see here, this is what we are going to use here now. So guys, there are two ways that you can change the permission of any file or any directory. Alright, and the first one is the symbolic mode format for the chmod, and another one is a binary mode format. So what is the difference between them and how to use them, that I will show you here. So here you can see that chmod, and here we have used the U, which is for the user, and we have given is equal to and read, write, execute and the file name. So what this will do is it will assign the read, write and execute permission to the current user of the file. Okay, similarly if we provide here G, then it will assign the read, write and execute for that particular group. Okay, and if we are giving O, then it will assign to the other user, and if we are giving A, so it will assign the same permission to all the user. So this is the way that we do it. And instead of is equal to, we can also give the plus sign. Okay, so as you can see here, for this example what we have done is UGOA. So for everyone, like users, groups and other user and all, so we are giving the execute permission to that particular file name. Okay, so similarly, if you want to remove any particular permission from any particular group or user or other user, so you just mention it over here like a group and then minus sign, and you want to remove it, so that's why it's a minus sign. And then which permission you want to remove. Suppose you want to remove read, write or execute. So suppose if I want to remove the execute, so I'll give X, and here I'll give the file name. So this is how it will work. So I will show you practically this particular thing. Alright, so yes, we have here a couple of files in the desktop. Alright, so as you can see here, we have files that says like imp node, password.lst, password.txt and text.txt, and we have two folders. So what we will do is now we will change the permission of test.txt. As you can see, currently we have a read write permission for the owner but not execute permission, and group have only read permission and not write and execute permission, where other user have the read, write and execute permission. Alright, so we will give the execute permission to owner, and we will give read and write permission to the group here, and we will only give read permission to the other user, and we'll remove the execute and write permission from the others. Alright, so let's do that now. So chmod, and we have to, so and what we have to do is we have to give the full permission to the user. So let's put U, and either you can give is equal to, or you can also give plus sign here. So I will just give is equal to here, and we have to give read, write and execute. So currently already it have the read and write, so let's give execute. And in the same command, if you want to assign the permission to others as well, so we can give comma here, and now we can give permission to the group as write. Okay, because read permission is already there, and we are now we are giving a write permission to the group, and we are removing the write and execute permission from others. So O for the others, and we will give minus sign here, and let's now remove the W and X from the others. Then let's give the file name, where test.txt and execute. Alright, I will check once again now. So as you can see guys, alright, so as you can see here, read and write is not there because we haven't given it here, because it was already there. That's what we thought, but we have to assign that as well. So let's do that. For U, we will give it as read write once again, because currently it has only execute what we have given it, and again we will give read permission to the G, and we will keep the read permission for others. So we'll remove that and enter, and I'll show you here now. So as you can see now, read, write, execute for the owner, read and write for the group and not execute to the group. And here from these three, you can see only read permission is there for the particular test file. Alright guys, so this is how we do it. So I'll clear the terminal. I'll show you once again. So this time we will use the plus sign to assign the permissions. So already the user is having all the permissions, and other user does not have the write and execute permission. So I will assign that now. So let's do other plus write and execute, that I will give here now. And for the group again, I will give the write execute permission as well. So let's do it. And okay, so as you can see now, read, write, execute, read, write, execute and read, write, execute for all the user group, and other user have complete permission for this file now. So this is how we modify the permission of any file or any folder. So let's move on to the next thing. Alright, so that is for the symbolic mode format for chmod. The next thing we have here is a binary mode format for the chmod, where read, write and execute have a values which is 4 for the read, 2 for the write and 1 for execute. suppose we want to give read and write permission to a user, then we have to add this 4 and 2 and it will become 6. So read and write will be assigned to particular user. And next thing is execute. So if you want to give execute as well, then you have to add it to the 4 6 and it will become 7. So this means that we are giving the read, write and execute permission to the particular user or group or other user. Alright, so this is how we do it. Like as you can see here, suppose if we are giving 444 to particular file, so it will be the read. So for the user, group and other user, only read permission that we are giving here by using this command. And suppose if we are giving the number 7, so number 7 means here read, write and execute. So this is what we are giving the complete authorization. Okay, and then if we are giving only one single 7 here, so it will assign to the owner. If you're adding one more 7 here, so that will be for the group and next one will be for the other user. So that's how it works. Okay, suppose if you're giving chmod 76 and particular file name, so this will be for the user and it will be for the group, where we are not assigning any permission here for the other user. So let's do it practically now. So here we are, and I'll clear the terminal ls-l and I will show you here what are the things we have. So let's do it by using chmod and by using binary things. So what I will do is now I will just provide the read permission to the user. So let's do like 4. So this will be for the user, and next I will give the execute permission for groups. So it will be 7, and again I will give the 6 here, so that will be write permission for the other user. So let's do that, and let's type test.txt. Alright, now check it out. So as you can see, I have only given read permission to the owner. I have given the read, write, execute. As you can see, I have given number 7 here. So it is for the group, read, write and execute. And number 6, so read and write only. So here you can see read and write only for the group, and it is blank for the execute. So this is how we do using a binary method. We can also remove any particular permission. Suppose if you want to remove the execute permission here from the group, so it will be only read and write, that's what we want. Then we will give it as a 6. Alright, so that it will remove the execute permission. So as you can see now, yeah, read and write only for the group. Alright, so the rest of the things are as it is what we have given. Okay, so according to that you can modify it. Okay, and this is the way that we do by using a binary method to change the permission of any file or any directory. Alright, next we will move here and we have some special permissions in Linux. Okay, so what is SUID, what is SGID, and what about the sticky bit permission, what is CHATTR, which is like change attribute permission, what is list attribute permission. So we'll see that quickly here now. Alright, so what is SUID and SGID? So here you can see that SUID means this is also like a special permission in a Linux, where I will show you here. So I first clear the terminal, and so guys, suppose if I want to give the SUID permission to any file, I would do SSH mode, and I want to give the SUID permission to the user of this particular file. So let's give user plus S. So here S denotes by the SUID permission, and we'll give the test.txt. So as you can see here, we have S here for the user, the special permission that we have given to this file, and it becomes a read here. Alright, so what is the use of this SUID permission, why we give it? So this we do when a particular user have access to the particular file. Like suppose a user have access to this test.txt file, he can also execute the file, but still there will be some permission that will be handled by the owner of the file only. So here if we are giving the SUID permission to this file, so this file can be run with the owner rights by any other user. So like suppose if you want to run this file into a particular script by any other user, so in that case, suppose if you do not have the S permission here, and so it may not run. Alright, so in that case, so to avoid that thing, we give the SUID permission here for this particular file. Alright guys, so the similar way we have a SGID, so SUID for the user and here SGID is for the group. It's a very common here. So the similar way, instead of you put G here and it will be assigned to this particular group. If I'll show you here, now we are giving it for the group, so G plus S and test.txt, and if you can see we also have the S for the group, read, write and S. So it means that the group also have the SUID permission for this file. Alright, so next thing we have is a sticky bit permission. So what is sticky bit permission here? Sticky bit permission is like if you want to prevent the file from deleting by anyone else and you want the only root authorization for this particular file to delete. So at that time you can just provide the sticky bit permission to the file and only root user or the owner of the file can delete that particular file and no other one can delete that particular file. Alright, so how we do that is by using a plus T. So T denotes here that the sticky bit permission is on for that particular file. I'll show you here how that works. So it's a CH mode, it's a plus T and it applies to the complete file. So let's do that, enter, and I will show you here. If you can see here at the end, if you can see T, so the sticky bit permission is on for this particular file and no one can delete this file except the root or the owner of this particular file. Alright, so next we will move to the CHATTR, that is the change attribute permission. Next is LSATTR, which is the list attribute permission. So what this means exactly, I will show you here directly. I'll clear the command and let's see LSATTR. So LSATTR is the list attribute. So this will list the attribute of the files. Okay, what are the attributes are applied to particular file, that's what it will show here, and what are the attributes are there in Linux and what are the attributes that you can apply on a particular file that you can check on with the help of change attribute command. So CHATTR, and you can type a -- help here and you can see what are the attributes are there. So as you can see, usage is given over here by using a CHATTR and hyphen what are the attributes that you can add by using a plus sign, and what are the attributes that you want to remove by using a minus sign, that you can see here. Yeah, if you want to see the complete help here, so you can just go to the man page of CHATTR and we have a complete man page here. So if here you can see CHATTR change the file attribute on a Linux file system, and here plus causes the selected attribute to be added to the existing attribute of the file, and here the minus sign causes them to be removed. Alright, where the is equal to causes them to be only attribute that the file have. So if you see here what are the other options that we have and what we can do. So as here you can see append only, so option A, and no 8 times, so option capital A, and compressed is C, so no copy on write, and no dump for D. So similarly we have other options here, and if you want to see them in detail you can just scroll down and you will see complete details for this attribute. Alright, so here you can see that when a file with the A attribute set is accessed, its A time record is not modified, and this voids a certain amount of disk. So as you can see here, a file with a C attribute set is automatically compressed down the disk by kernel. Similarly here the capital C, the D, what are other attributes are doing here that you can see here. So here again we have a very interesting attribute, and that is I. What it will do is like once the I attribute is applied to the file, so it cannot be deleted or renamed, and no link can be created to this file, and most of the file metadata cannot be modified. So this is really interesting here again. So you can see other attributes are there, what it will do. Okay, alright, so we'll move back now. So here now we will see what are the files we have. So what I will do guys, here I will apply the change attribute on our text file. Okay, so first of all we'll see LSATTR, and as you can see we do not have any other attribute applied except E, which is by default, and now we will apply the new attribute here. So I'll clear the terminal. Alright, so CHATTR, and let's apply I attribute. So when we apply I attribute, the file cannot be changed, we cannot edit it, we cannot delete it. So let's do that here. chattr plus I for adding the particular attribute, and let's give test.txt. okay, so let's see the attribute here now, lsattr, and as you can see here we have I for this test.txt. so this is the attribute is now applied. Now I will try to remove this file. Okay, let's remove test.txt, and as you can see, even if I am a root, I still cannot delete this file. It says the operation not permitted, and even if I am logged in as a root, I cannot do that. So now let's try to edit this file. So vi, and I will give test.txt, and I am here. Now I will press I for insert mode, and it says warning, changing a read only file. So this is only read only file and we cannot change it. Suppose if I want to type here anything, so like this, and now if I want to save, so let's see, escape and colon, and W for writing the changes, Q for quitting, and let's enter. So as you can see, can't open the file for writing. Okay, this is what error we got. So we'll have to quit the file without saving, and we back here. Now if you want to see the content of the test file, test.txt, we do not have anything into that file because it didn't allow us to type anything. Alright, because this was unchangeable. Now we cannot even rename the test.txt file. Suppose if you want to mv test.txt to test2.txt, so it says that operation not permitted. So this is what we cannot do anything here. Now I will have to remove that particular attribute, so I will have to do that by using a chattr, and we have to give minus sign here to remove that particular attribute and I attribute that we applied, and now we will remove it from the test.txt. and now I will see lsattr, and I cannot see that I attribute for this particular test file, so I can now remove it. So let's try that, test.txt, yeah, and you can see that test.txt is gone. And if I see ls-la, I do not have the test.txt here. Alright, so this is the way, guys, that we use the lsattr and chattr to check and to remove and add the particular attribute to the file. Alright guys, so let's move to the next thing, that is our file and directory ownership, where we will learn about changing the group ownership and user ownership of the particular file. Alright, so the command that we use for changing the ownership of the file is chown. Alright, chown, if you type here, so what is chown, and you can see that, so change the file owner and group, change ownership of the file. So just put the user here and the file name. So this will change the owner of the file as a root, and here next thing, by using the chown command, you can directly change the group of the file as well. Okay, so root as a user, colon, root as a group, and the particular file name. So in the single command you can mention both the things, so you can change user and group as well. And if you want to apply this particular permission on the entire subdirectories and file of the particular folder, so you have to do that recursively, where you have to do by using a -r. And if you want to see what are the other options that are there, so --help, and you can see what are the other options that you can use with this particular command. Okay, so -c for changes, and -b for bubbles, and h and -r for the recursive. That's what we are going to use for the subdirectories. Okay, and next thing is -h, -l, -p. So the other things that we do not use most of the time, but here what important is changing the user, changing the group ownership, that we must know. So we will do that now. So let's do it by using a chown command. I clear the terminal. So before that, I will tell you guys how you will check what is the group for this particular user. So like suppose I'm currently logged into the root user and I don't know what group I belongs to, so I should say groups, and it will show me what is the group that I belongs to. So I belong to the root group, and suppose I want to check the group of any other user. So let's say groups, and I have the user as a Parikshit, so I will just check what is the group for that particular user. So user is the Parikshit and it belongs to the group Parikshit. And if you want to check what are the other groups that are there into this particular Linux system, so you have to check it by using etc and groups, because we have all the groups into this particular file. Alright, so here you can see at the end we have the user Parikshit and it belongs to the group Parikshit. So that's what this complete list shows here. These are all the group names. Alright, so this is how we do that. So first of all, we'll see here, you can see that this all the files belongs to root user and root group. So here the first column for the root is the user and another column is for the user group. So how we will change it is chown, and suppose if you want to change the user for the particular file like a test.txt, so you should mention that over here. Like suppose if I want to change from root to the Parikshit group, so let's do that. Test.txt, I'll say ls, and as you can see now it is changed to Parikshit as a user, and now test.txt file belongs to Parikshit user and the root group is still there because we haven't changed the group yet. So if you want to change the group as well in the same command, so you can do it like by giving the colon sign here and you have to give that particular name. So now if you see, it belongs to the Parikshit group as well. There are other ways that you can change the group ownership of a particular file. So first of all, I will change the group to root, and I will show you here. So now it belongs to the root group, and you can also use the chgrp command to directly change the group to any particular group. Alright, so group name and the file name or directory name, and as you can see now it belongs to Parikshit user and Parikshit as group. Alright, so this is the way that you can change the group and user ownership from particular directory or from particular file. Alright guys, so this is it. We have completed our permissions in Linux tutorial here. I hope you understood this guys and it was helpful for you. So in today's tutorial we have learned about the file and directory permission by using a ch mode, and how we have changed the permission of files and directories. We have also learned the different methods to change the permissions, as like by using a symbolic mode. Next is by using binary mode. Another is we learned about the different permissions, special permission about in the Linux, that is what is SUID, what is SGID, and what about the sticky bit permission, what is the change attribute permission, what is the list attribute permissions. So how to use that to prevent any file from the deletion or change. We have also learned about the changing of users and group ownership from the particular file or directory. So I hope this was helpful for you. So this is all for this video guys. So I will meet you in the next video with the continuation of this Linux Essential with some other interesting topics. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you will not miss the next videos that are going to come. So this is all for it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and bye bye.